forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
It was like two heavyweights just smashing at each other with no defense, just punch and punch and punch and punch. But let's now punch our way straight into Springfield versus Clementi Town. Right now we have a Leomord band out, and probably are we going to see the Juicing? No, Balearic. Okay.
Yep.
CTSS with Balearic band out.
That is an interesting band for you know, Balearic being their band. Yeah, I'm not too sure how I feel about that one, but perhaps they have something up their sleeves. Maybe, you know, it's because they want to run something like a Kimmy. They want to run something like like an attack speed. They want to run a lot of attack speed on their comp. That could be a potential reasoning for this Balearic band. Meanwhile, we're gonna see a Leomord and Glucer again. Two early game. Well, Glue is an early game battery, but Leomord is like a late game force multiplier.
Nolan.
We're gonna see a Nolan band coming out, so maybe they want to play something more squishy. Maybe they want to play like an assassin jungler in that sense, right? Play someone, maybe like an Ixia in the gold lane who is very slow and is very susceptible to the likes of Nolan. But meanwhile, we're going to see the last band coming in from Clementi Town School. And it's going to be a Fredrin. So the bands are kind of all over the place for me in Clementi, for Clementi Town. It just seems as though they took down two meta heroes and a Balearic. I feel like these are very specific bands catered towards the
the Nolan kind of seems specific as well.
Yeah.
Like, okay, but as a result, you get really fast picks coming right out. REQ team with this Suyo, and right now Neymar Jr. onto that Freya and Durian with that Sora. Brotan Beauty picking up the heal there, and Mama Toman 123 with that Lapu Lapu. So three brawlers so far.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about how great this Hilda pick is. I feel like it comes from a position that they're trying to deny the Hilda, because I know Suyo is particularly very weak to Hilda. But perhaps they're getting misplayed, right? Because you usually run a Hilda into junglers such as YSS, into junglers such as Hayabusa in the past, Harley as well, to really shut down their jungle, disrupt their jungle. But I don't know if the Sora is going to be jungle yet, right? I don't know if that Sora is going to be committed into jungle, but if it is, this Hilda really doesn't have a lot of easy targets per se. Hilda is always going to be a good hero, but not as clear. It's not as clear as an advantage as, you know, what would be the alternative.
So a pretty interesting ban out. The Joy being banned out. You would think that maybe since you have the Hilda, a Joy will be somewhat a little bit more bearable to fight
by
against.
Heaven's mandate.
But now we have the Nixia and the
shall
Siltian being
endure.
banned out from Clementi Town. What are they drafting towards? This is actually kind of a mystery to me.
Yeah, these
What's going on?
drafts are all over the place. But hold up, look at the booth real quick. Oh, look at the what's happening on there? What's in the box?
Skywalker, Sky Traveler.
Well, a quick intermission down there. We're gonna move back into the draft. We see the last band coming in, and it is going to be the YSS. So yeah, interesting to me. I think they are really getting fooled by the Sora jungle if that does eventually go through. Not something that you see very conventionally, but you know, perhaps they're pulling our leg a little.
But then again, it just might be a Sora holding a Retribution.
Yeah, it might just be Sora holding a Retribution. In that case, that's elite mind games. But we're gonna see a Phobius being the next pick coming in from Clementi Town, so they like the snowball. They won the early lead, they like the snowball, and they're looking to play off their Phobius. Meanwhile, Springfield is gonna bring in a lot of damage, I think, right? You see the Roger, you see the Kimmy come out, and I think we are likely going to see this being a Roger Gold. So early lane prior is going to be a big thing for Springfield Secondary School. The Tigro is going to be the last pick for Clementi Town, which does tell me that overall, Clementi Town want to play for the team fight. They want to play while all 5 members are active, and I think they do a much better job than that of Springfield Secondary School. Now, looking at both of these comps going into this matchup, right, you can definitely tell that both teams have the same objective of wanting to snowball early. You have the Freya, you have the Fulvius on the side of Clementi Town, but on the side of Springfield, you're looking at a Suyo who's more capable of generating that early lead. You have Hilda for early game pressure. So, both teams want the early lead, but Clementi Town is bringing the force multipliers, whereas Springfield is bringing the enablers of that early game. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Land of Dawn. Welcome to the last game of day 1 of CLSS. It's going to be Springfield Secondary School Team 2 versus Clementi Town Secondary School Team 2.
Not gonna lie, that's a pretty nice skin.
Oh.
Like the Roger skin.
Yeah.
Well, this skin's nice too.
I think it's pretty new.
Right, Chad, can we go to the Roger skin, please? That's a really, really nice skin.
Observer speed. I need this. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Welcome back to CTSS where we talk about anything but the match at end. Neymar Jr. versus Chris Brown. I can't wait to say that. I can't wait to say that. I can't wait to say that in late.
Chris Brown pouncing on the opportunity. Yeah, that kind of might be a little bit out of pocket, but
what's good, guys? We're casters.
yeah, so now we're gonna have a little bit of possible lane pressure coming in from the top lane where Durian and Rota Beauty is already on it. Neymar Jr. We all know how much this Freya can do in a really early game. So let's just see how Chris Brown can really play against this.
Yep. Right now, it is really just a standstill, right? I'm expecting to see some aggressive plays coming in from Springfield Secondary School because of their Suyo, because of their Hilda. I want to see some early game aggression, but it does seem as though it's going to be a pretty calm early jungling phase for both of these junglers, and we are not going to quite see any blood spill. This first little fight is probably going to be one that is difficult for Springtown Secondary School to win, right? But not if Baller finds the death over here, but he is not going to give up just yet. But with this interaction from Baller, I do think he's going to struggle getting to level 4, especially because he's kept extremely low, and Aristronic is not looking to give up that kill whatsoever. Jumps in for the kill. Durian coming in, trying to look for the trade, but not quite able to find anything with the cloud, with Thunderform.
Yeah, sorry about that. The Heavens Round doesn't really pop out in time, but really, yeah, that field engage really isn't really going to do Clementi Town any favors, since Springfield is going to be able to know that Clementi Town has no more utility, so they're just going to be able to go straight for the turtle, and right now they're going for the buff.
Oh, yep. This is the aggression that we were talking about. The bravest fighter from Lapu Lapu jumping all the way back, but Durian, the traction pulse from Aristronic is also going to bring Durian in. Fortunately, both their members are able to get out, but it just goes to show the level of aggression that is made possible with the composition of Springfield Secondary School, and that is going to be a blue buff conceded to the left side.
Yeah, they really ain't going to give Baller any chance to farm. Brota QT is just constantly over here, while Mama Toman, you don't usually see a Lapu Lapu winning in their lane against a Phoveus, but here we are.
Indeed. Oh, we're looking at the top side as well. Again, it's just a lot of conflict between both of these players. It's very interesting to see a Roger versus Freya having two babysitters on their side. What are we, like, LOL? League laning phase or something. But yeah, we're moving into the next phase of this match. About 50 seconds on the clock for this turtle. And really, we're just looking to we're looking to find these small engages for both of these teams, particularly for Springfield Secondary School. But hold up, During caught in a very awkward position, throwing in the shifting clouds, able to get 2, able to get 3 this time round, but there is no response to be had. The fight breaks into 2, Bro QT is able to get out, but the same cannot be said for Chris Brown. And Durian as well, as he's being chased by the likes of REQT, but LEQT does not have any skills left, especially as he uses the arrow here. Jaden and Neymar Jr. have a man advantage, but Neymar Jr. does not want to commit.
I mean, that little Looney Tunes chase from REQT, that was pretty funny, but you did secure the kill. So right now he's sitting in a really nice 1-0-2. A lot of farm is going to the side of Springfield Secondary and Clementi Town. They lost some of the neutral objectives, but they also lost some of their personal jungle objectives as well. So this is going to be putting Durian at a little bit of a EXP deficit. 7-6, 6-7, very nice. Retribution coming in. It's going to be Neymar Jr. with the help of no Retribution. They managed to get that pick. Jaden with the feather airstrike. Will manage to get that big damage out of Chris Brown going in with the slash. Werewolf form, Lycan pounce. Is it enough? It is not going to be enough as Neymar Jr. gets the triple.
That's right. It just looked as though Roger was in that fight at the wrong time and the wrong place. Oh. And with that, Clementi Town Secondary School is going to continue to persist here. But I do think it is still dead even, especially if you look at the gold lead, right? You look at the gold lead, it's non-existent. You look at the kill score, it is by a minute 2 lead going in favor of Clementi Town at this juncture. So still anybody's game here, and I think, you know, it's giving more time for Baller to get back into the game in particular, right? Because Phoveus, when put on the back foot, really struggles to get going, really struggles to do what he needs to do, which is go into the back line and wreak havoc. that's definitely possible, and that's definitely going to be very oppressive if Phoveus can get that game plan out, but you cannot do it at a gold deficit. As it stands, Springfield Secondary School need to continue to play for these aggressive fights. Speaking of aggression, the aggression is to be had from the side of Clementine Town Secondary School. A swift and complete defeat of Aristronic.
Didn't even need to use the Heaven's Wrath. He just jumped straight in. I mean, he kind of died before Heaven's Wrath could be procced anyway. So right now, REQT does jump straight into it. Here comes the implosion and the feathered airstrike. A lot of things happening right now as we have Baller just jumping straight in, dunking onto them, bouncing on them, and now Brota QT not being able to run away. Here comes the Lapu Lapu Mamatoma trying to keep himself alive with the sustain. Just not enough to keep him in the fight.
Yeah, one by one they just continue to fall. Jaden was that one sole concession, the one little bit of tax that they were able to collect in that last team fight. But we're looking at the mid lane, and again the aggression from Freya is clear here. Not afraid to jump in for the kidney whatsoever.
Now the turtle is going to be ripe for the taking as Clementine Town Secondary School postures to use their advantage, that they created from the gold and the EXP. Jungler not inside. REQT really far away from the turtle. Can't pull off a Night Star right now as there are just too many people to 1v1.
Yep. And we are back at a state of equilibrium. Still, the goal lead is basically non-existent between both of these teams. The Sky Piercer is going to be picked up for Chris Brown, so we will be seeing if that is going to come into play. And we see the Hilda on the Fable and we're going to see that being put into motion as two members all convene onto Jaden. Not quite able to get any work done though. We're jumping in a bit of a risky position, especially considering we have a Suyo that's very fed, but is going to walk away unpunished.
Yeah, there's going to be the flicker being popped from our feathered airstrike user as well. So that means Jaden is going to have to take care of his position much more carefully. Duran and Neymar Jr. taking the trip.
Do they know? Chat, do they know?
Do they know, chat?
Duran is going in to clear the bush.
Duran now knows.
And they see both of them. Still the top lane duo. Just shaking hands, shaking hands with these team fights.
Yeah, but Duran will get caught up by a little bit, trying to go in. Here it becomes the Sundering Skies, and to go in, Duran, punch! 3 punches down, and the implosion does manage to set up the Phoveus for some kills, and Aristronic manages to off-screen Jaden. Aristronic falls to flicker away. Here comes the backup. Mama Toman, will he be able to keep Duran away from his Kimmy? Yes, he will. But now he's going to be the one put up for questioning, being forced to use the Bravest Warrior, and he will have to run away.
Indeed. Again, very awkward team fights being had for both of these teams, right? Nothing is clean, nothing is clear cut. Duran is going in for the second round of the team fight. 4 members all converge onto the bot side. They are not leaving any crumbs. And with that, I mean,
what did he do to you?
Mama Toma is gonna continue to be put on the back foot. In fact, you look at the death counts of all the teams from Springfield Secondary School, right? And you're seeing that they have a very evenly spread death count. Meanwhile, on the side of Clementine Town, their Neymar Jr., that Freya is still up and kicking 6 kills and is being the main battery for Clementine Town at this juncture. So I think this Freya is gonna be public enemy number 1 for Springfield Secondary School. They want to start to think about winning these team fights. And speaking of team fights, we're currently at the Lord. They're looking for an angle back in. Aristronic looking for some way of ground, but the implosion is gonna come in, locking on the two. Inferno pursuit onto 2 members as well. Jaden comes in with a feather airstrike, gonna get a lot of value, but is gonna be forced out by the Bravest Fighter coming in from Mama Toma. And as the dust settles, it's gonna be 2 kills on the side of Springfield Secondary School and 3 bodies dropped for Clementine Town.
And the Sky Piercer not really putting in the work for Chris Brown. You can't really get it. You can't really get all those finishing hits if you do not have that damage. And right now, Chris Brown, level 11.
What if you wanted to recall, but the Hilda said?
Honestly, he should have just went for it. He should have just, okay. You know what? Do it for Divine. But now Duran going in with the Thunder mode. Will he be able to get the stacks? He will not, and IRQT will be able to run away.
So still, no progress has been made. I mean, they did a lot of Lord fighting, but not a lot to be seen from either side right now. Neymar Jr. being caught up by 3 members, but the Valkyrie descent is going to be committed in order for him to get out. So the Valkyrie descent will not be online for this Lord fight. That is something significant for Springfield Secondary School, especially considering the goal lead is still pretty close, and the Freya is still pretty reliant on that Valkyrie descent to put big damage, especially considering that the Freya was a big threat for most of this battle.
Alright, now the mid lane looking pretty empty. Empty of minions, but not empty of men, as we are having all of these players being put straight up onto the board. Right now the Lord is going to be taken out by Clementi Town Secondary School, whereas Springfield trying to find his way in. Mama Tolman throwing in some blaze, but will it be enough to put them away? No, it will not, as Baller looking to get an entrance in. And here comes the Thundering Skies. Implosion does not catch anybody. A little bit disjointed communication, but it doesn't matter, as Grisman brought the QT will fall. Right now, Sora putting in so much work, as Durian will be able to run away. Aristronic trying to find a kill onto Durian, but Durian will be able to run away. Now it's going to be Aristronic's turn to be put up for questioning. REQT will fall. There goes the retribution for Springfield Secondary School, but they are not done. Aristronic Dark Wave go in.
Aristronic just a bit too greedy, trying to get that equalizing factor in Baller, but he will pay with his life. And with that said, Springfield Secondary School now are put on the back foot, right? The Clementi Town Secondary School have expanded that 1k gold lead all the way to a very massive 4k, and with a Lord in hand, they're looking to take all of these towers going past the 11-minute mark.
I just realized that there are 2 Durians.
Yeah?
For Clementi Town.
Oh.
Sora Durian and Tigger Durian.
Why would you do this to me?
Durian and Durian and Durian and...
Man, I feel like they like Durian. But yeah, I really like the position that Springfield, that Clementi Town Secondary School has put Springfield, have put their adversaries here, right? Their Baller is now currently online, so he's gonna be a very big threat. The Freya has just been constantly bugging the likes of Springfield's jungler, the gold lane, everyone throughout this entire match. And really, the same is only gonna be magnified with the gold lead. We see the better airstrike from Jaden come in to take down Astronic. We're looking at Mama Choma trying their best to shut it down with the bravest fighter, but it is not gonna be enough. The cavalry is here for Springfield Secondary School, but it is too late for it to even begin to matter, as what seemed like a defensible base has now become ruined, as Clementi Town Secondary School march down bot lane with their Lord in hand and take the first game of this series.
Well played to Clementi Town Secondary School.